On Queensland's Gold Coast, more than 100,000 bottles of beer a week are produced in a little brewing company that describes itself as a cross between monk-like tradition and cool, surfy living. The approach may be relaxed, but all the beers produced have won World Championship medals.
After 6 years of slogging it out, we've got to a point where we're probably one of the larger independent craft brewers from I suppose the modern wave of craft brewing in Australia.
Peter, a former corporate lawyer, and her brewer husband, Brennan Fielding, founded the Burleigh Brewing Company in 2007 after 4 years of dreaming and planning. To get going, they mortgaged their house and jumped right in.
Peter was leaving a very successful law job, and I was going to leave a secure paycheck. We had 2 young kids, and basically we decided that Peter was going to stop cold turkey and start working for the company, even though we hadn't made any money at all. I mean, it really was a leap of faith that we had to, go in on the deep end and make this work. It was sink or swim.
For Brennan, there was a desire to produce a craft beer, the way it had been produced for centuries, with just malted barley, hops, yeast, and water. It's a philosophy lost in translation among the big brewers.
Now people are putting in pre-isomerized tetra-iso-alpha acids, brewing at high gravity, and then watering it down with carbonated water, and putting in stabilizers and foam enhancers and things that I just don't think are necessary to be put into beer.
Burleigh brewing products are now sold around Australia, but its primary focus is, and always will be, its local community, southeast Queensland.
Making beer for customers who want to drink it, there's much for us about finding people who believe what we believe, and that is supporting other local producers, using local products, being a business that isn't just a business, but it's adding to the heart of our community and existing for the community as much as we exist because of them. And so we like to think there's a whole nother kind of context in which we're running our business, even though it is making beer.
To start a business just as the world was hit by the global financial crisis was tough. But when beer consumption dropped by 30 to 40% across the board, it was very nearly the death knell for the fledgling operation. For Peter and Brennan, getting their beer understood and accepted, mostly by word of mouth, was the way through.
Because it wasn't working. We weren't selling enough beer. Now you ask me that question a couple years later, I go, wow, I think we've really changed some minds, some attitude, some perceptions.
When they set out in the brewery business, they had just 1 employee. But now, 6 years later, the business is thriving, with a strong brand and 19 full-time employees. They have experienced double-digit growth, but unlike most businesses, Peter and Brennan don't plan to continue growing much more.
I think it's a lifestyle, a business philosophy. We're not chasing growth for growth's sake. I think we're chasing lifestyle and balance, and having a good business where people can work in a company and have a secure job and enjoy what they do, and not have. It doesn't need to be frantic or hectic here. It just needs to be, easy. We're making beer. It's not making rocket parts.